I want to start with the quarterback matchup, and that is between Sam Darnold and Drake Maye. And here you can see his stats. Obviously, I believe that Maye is probably viewed as the better long-term franchise quarterback. Although Sam Darnold has played fantastic in this postseason, and Drake Maye really hasn't, right? Drake Maye is probably the hotter, probably better playing quarterback at the moment, right? That being said, Maye has had the better overall season, right? And I'd argue that probably the coaching staff for the Patriots has the upper hand. I believe, it's all going to come down to Drake Maye. And I hate to bring up the shoulder surgery, or not surgery, oh my, shoulder injury. But, these two guys, Drake Maye's ability to play, and he's going to play, but how many pills or shots does he have to take to be able to play will make the difference in how he's able to perform. But, something I've loved about the Patriots this season is, for a big change, Mike Vrabel has come in and said, we're not going to do the extreme plays to try and get teams, try and get it an advantage. We're not going to come out and make the highlight plays. And yes, they've had highlight plays throughout the season, but they're just going to play winning football by not, getting penalized, by not making stupid decisions, right? Let the other team beat themselves. And that's basically what they've done throughout these playoffs here, right? Obviously, they've had great defense, but they haven't had great offense. Drake Maye has really struggled, as I think a lot of us predicted he might in his first couple of games ever in the playoffs, right? But they haven't, haven't been penalized. They had just one penalty in the Denver game. They had very few penalties in any of the 3 games that they played this postseason. And that, more often than not, teams lose games rather than teams win games. And that's what's happened in the last 3 games for the Patriots. Right? That's the Patriots side, right? Or the Drake Maye side, right? He's confident. He, has the ability to call audibles. We saw that. Now, it wasn't a true audible. Right? Definitely, Josh McDaniels knew that Drake Maye was going to at least try and run that at some point in the game. It was not really that he was going to, but that was an option that he could take. That last play I'm talking about where he runs the naked bootleg for the first down. But none of his offensive line knew. Mike Vrabel didn't even know that was... Maybe he knew it was a playbook in the playbook, but he didn't know that was going to be the play that happened, right? And so he has that ability to run and scramble for yards, which is something I think, even if his shoulder isn't perfect, he has that ability to get yards on the run. And he's going to have to in this game because the defense for the Seattle Seahawks, which we're going to talk about later, is brilliant, right? They are spectacular and have that advantage over the Patriots. That's the Drake Maye side. Sam Darnold side, I'm going to put up the stats again. Right, he is a former high draft pick who sort of bounced between teams. Right, he went with the Jets. It didn't work there. He went to the Carolina Panthers, and he was going to be the backup to Baker Mayfield. And then he has his first great season with the Vikings, and he chokes sort of in the playoffs. And so the Seattle Seahawks come in, and they give him one more chance, and he's had his chokes in the regular season, but he's been just fantastic in the postseason, right? Going neck and neck with the MVP, arguably, in Matthew Stafford. And I want to just, take a step back and look at these two quarterbacks in a vacuum, right? In a vacuum, I do believe Drake Maye is the better quarterback, assuming he's healthy, right? He is going to have to win the game, whereas Sam Darnold doesn't have to win the game because he has that defense and the weapons that the Patriots don't have, right? And you look at a potential weakness for the Seattle Seahawks, it is probably their interior offensive line. I think their outside tackles are pretty solid, but it could be a vulnerable spot for guys like Milton Williams and Kayvon Chason and Jennings to get some pressure on Sam Darnold. And that's how the Patriots are going to have to win the game, because we know the Seattle Seahawks defense is going to be fantastic, as they always are, right? Throughout the postseason. And I forgot to mention this, but right, if the Patriots were to win, that would be for the top 5 defenses, and I don't think the Chargers are quite there, but 3 at least of the top 5 defenses in the NFL, Drake May would have had to go through to win a championship. But back to the Seattle side, right? I think they're probably vulnerable to rushes at high speed, and it's going to be up to the Patriots to put Sam Darnold back into his sort of choke mode that he's had in previous seasons, right? That's how the Patriots are going to win the game. Make sort of Sam Darnold flustered, make him throw it away quickly and not have time to find his just all-world receivers in Rashid Shaheed and Jackson Smith and Jigma, right? Those two guys are going to just destroy the Patriots secondary. Even with Christian Gonzalez playing out of this world, I do think there'll be moments, even if Christian Gonzalez is guarding him, where Smith will get free just because of how good he is. But the quicker you can get to Sam Darnold, the less time you will have, or he will have, to find a way to get free and find his open receivers.